Today, I want to talk to you about buy-in, what it is, why it's important, and how to make it work for you. So my name is Anthony Taylor. I'm the CEO at SME Strategy. We facilitate strategic planning sessions and help organizations with their strategic plan implementation. And today, I want to talk to you about the importance of buy-in. But first, I'm going to talk to you about how to get buy-in, then why get buy-in, and I'll even do you one better, who is buy-in, if you get that reference. So when we talk about strategic planning, we talk about any organizational plans, buy-in is critical. And what is the idea or the concept of buy-in? So I'm a poker player. I like playing poker with my friends. So when you play poker, you have to buy in with some chips. You have to put money on the table and you say, great, if I'm going to play this game, I'm going to put my 20 bucks, even though you can't really see it with that Zoom. There we go. I'm going to pay my 20 bucks and I am bought in. I'm now playing the game. I am invested in this game. And so imagine this is my 20 bucks or 100% of my chips I'm playing. If I am all in on a hand, all in, I've got all my chips in this hand, I am all in. So if you think of your organization and the work that you're doing and assume that your employees, partners, team members, they have invested, they're invested in the game. Now, the difference between this invested of your total chips, that's really not working well, or, half invested or fully invested is going to have a different impact on how intensely or how focused they are in the game. So we talk about why get buy-in. If people are not invested in the game they're playing, they're not going to take it very seriously. If you've only got a little bit invested, then it's not going to be a big deal versus all in, fully invested in the game that you're playing. So in the context of a strategic plan, what does full buy-in mean? So thought about it in a couple ways: acceptance, accountability, alignment, and agreement. So acceptance is, okay, I accept that this is what we're doing. I don't have to love it, but I'm accepting it. Accountability is, do I play my part? Do I understand that I'm doing what I need to do as part of that? Alignment means, okay, I see how all of the pieces connect and intertwine, and I am bought into how this all aligns. And then overall agreement, okay? I'm saying yes to the whole thing. Now, those are very, very similar, but just as an acronym or words to think about it. But at the end of the day, when you want somebody to be bought in or fully invested, they need to have clarity in terms of what they're investing in, what they're buying into. Sometimes you'll invest in something not knowing all of the details, and sometimes somebody needs all of the details before they're going to feel comfortable buying in. So clarity of role, clarity of expectation, clarity of communication, clarity of behaviors, clarity of workload, among other things, are some things that are required to be able to have full buy-in from your team. Now, even as I say, the buy-in from your team is kind of a false economy because it's not a team's buy-in. It's an individual buy-in and an individual within the team. So as you're running your plan through, you need to realize if you have 200 employees, it's not explicit that all 200 people are going to be bought in for the same reasons, for the same purpose, with the same expectation, the same outcomes, and the same commitment of what they're going to move forward on. And even if you're a CEO, you say, I've got the power, this is what I want to accomplish, you can't make anybody do anything, despite the fact that you think you can, or you'd like to be able to do that, is that there might be a bare minimum that they'll do, and then there might be a maximum that you can do, but your power only supports or influences them in making that decision, but ultimately you can't make them do anything. So it's important to recognize that in order to get that full buy-in, that full investment, that you'll use your power to motivate, to guide, to direct people, but ultimately it's their choice. So what can you do to increase that buy-in? The clarity, the understanding of expectations, the accountability, and the explicitness that they are bought in. With poker, it's really easy. You have your chips, they're all in the table in front of you. In real life, it's not that easy. You don't see people where they're spending your time. You don't see all of the conversations that they're having. You don't see all of their work product most of the time. And so to be able to understand that explicit versus implied buy-in is a lot more challenging. So the key things to do is to set up accountability or buy-in touch points. Doing a strategic planning offsite is one where you can have the conversation to make sure that everybody is bought in. And how do you increase that buy-in? Have them be invested in the future because there's something in it for them. Another thing that helps is when you have the accountability to make sure that they are doing the pieces of work as part of that plan. If they're driving forward the pieces of work, they are most likely bought into the plan or clear on the expectation of why and why we're going there. If they're not delivering those pieces of work, consider there might not be buy-in to the plan. Now, it might not be malicious. They just might not be clear on their role. They might not have received the communication that they needed. They might not understand the behaviors that are expected of them. And so when we talk about alignment, it's making sure that all of those things are on the same page so that every single person can have the requirements they need to be bought in. So getting buy-in and having everybody invested into your plan, into your organization is critical, okay? And everybody's going to have different levels of buy-in. You need to match their needs, their wants, their motivators, along with your vision and their vision, and they all have to meet in this happy place where the other person that you're talking to invests their time, money, energy, and focus. Now, another thing that I want you to think about as you're leading your plan and attempting to get buy-in is that just because they're bought into you does not mean that they're bought into somebody else. So how often do you see this? You have your leadership team's buy-in. Everybody on your leadership team is bought into you, the CEO, and the plan. But when it comes down to this level, this manager is not working with this manager, or this person has a direct report here that's supportive versus this one down here. And so just because there's buy-in to the plan, it doesn't mean there's buy-in to everything in the organization. And so that's where the cascading of buy-in, the full alignment, top down, bottom up is so critical. So how do you do that? Use culture, use planning, use cascaded strategic plans to make sure that everybody is focused on the same thing and everybody at every level understands what is needed, required, expected of them, and that they accept it, as well as living in line with those things and moving forward what they need to. So at the end of the day, quick way to think about it, are your people invested with their time, money, energy? If they're not 100% bought in, they're not bought in. And it gives them a percentage to go back on. A big foundation of that is trust. So as a leader, what are you doing to develop trust in your people? What are you doing to develop trust within the teams? What are you doing to develop trust within the organization so that when it comes time to ask for buy-in, that they have what they need, they have all of their expectations met, and they feel way more comfortable going all in. So I hope that helps you create buy-in with your team and understand how buy-in is an important lever to accomplishing your strategic plan. If you'd like to learn more about how we get alignment with strategic plans to support getting that buy-in and how our implementation programs can create common language, common expectation, common understanding amongst leadership teams, reach out to somebody on our sales team. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you and see what that looks like. So I hope you enjoyed today's video about getting buy-in. Please subscribe, share, connect with us and let us know your experience with getting buy-in. Do we have it on the mark or am I bluffing? All right. Take care. I'll see you next time.